So thank you for tuning in this morning, everyone. This is an Align Level 3 class. So the intention of class is that we focus more on holding the poses. There's not as much flow. There's a little bit of flow, but there's really not that much flow. It's much longer holds. And what I love about longer holds is they really teach us, to be patient with discomfort and to observe our reactions as they surface. And sometimes when we're always moving so quickly, we don't allow for enough time to digest the nuances and the subtlety of the poses. And so when we take a bit of time to hold the pose for a longer amount of time, an extended amount of time, inevitably we will see like our reactions begin to surface and be like, oh my gosh, I've been in this pose too long, or I don't want to be here, I want to get out, I want to move. And it's really interesting to just observe those reactions as they surface and see if you can breathe through the experience. And I find this cultivates extreme amounts of mental strength, mental stamina. And it cultivates this feeling of peace and this ability to soften even in the face of challenge. So as we hold these poses today, I really invite you to observe your reactions if they begin to surface. And I think it's a very appropriate time to be doing a practice like this, especially with the coronavirus. It's thrown all of us this huge curveball, and we all have different coping mechanisms to stress and curveballs. And if you're like me, I love sweets, I love sugar. It's a big way of how I cope with stress and things that are unexpected by eating lots of sweets. And so to do a yoga practice that's really slow and really mindful and yet strong and fiery can really allow for me to shift out of that reactive state and that habitual coping mechanism and just be like, oh yeah, this is my reaction to this experience. Can I observe it rather than being in the grip of it? Yeah, I think that's all I'll say. Let's come to our mat. Of course, this is a level 3 class. So basically what that means is that you have what we're trying to cultivate here is greater body awareness, more subtle body awareness. So if at any point something doesn't feel right for you this morning, the most advanced practice is to honor that and to modify, adjust as needed, or skip the pose altogether. That's totally fine. Being an advanced practitioner means being sensitive and highly aware to the needs of your body, not pushing or forcing yourself into things, but being sensitive to what it is you need on a deep level. Please come to a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and a steady breath out. Slow Ujjayi breath in. Slow Ujjayi breath out. Can you allow your shoulders to relax? Keep your jaw relaxed. And please blink your eyes open. Keep that connection to your Ujjayi. Inhale, both hands up. Can you stretch your hands vigorously up towards the sky? So your shoulders do come up towards your ears. Your upper traps turn on. At the same time, roll the outer shoulders forward so your inner biceps turn back and your palms, as a result, turn to face the back wall. So you can make this as hard or as easy as you'd like. Can you drive the fingertips up to the sky so the arms get high? Can you roll the inner biceps towards the wall behind you so that your outer shoulders wrap forward? So you're finding as much external rotation through the arm as you can. Stretch the fingertips high to the sky. Turn the palms back. And then notice if you're back bending, draw your front lower ribs down and in. So right here in the upper body, we're trying to mimic the actions required for a nice, strong, steady handstand. Can keep your jaw relaxed, the muscles in your face relax. So even as you work hard, there's an element of softness. You're soft and hard, the best of both worlds. Press the arms high to the sky. Wrap the outer shoulders forward. Spin the inner biceps back, turn the palms back. Draw the lower ribs in. Can you take the arms up a little higher? Take one more deep inhale. Full exhale. And take your hands behind you, interlace your hands together so you make a fist. Palms come together, elbows are bent. Can you get the forearms so they're parallel to the floor, parallel to the ceiling? Squeeze your elbows towards the skull, but push your elbows up towards the sky. So again, you're trying to drive the elbows and the forearms up to the ceiling, keeping your forearms parallel to the floor. Can you keep your chest lifting up, but draw your front lower ribs down and in? Take one more deep inhale. Full exhale. Good. Inhale, reach both hands straight up towards the sky, back to the same position. Find that external rotation. Keep drawing the lower ribs in. Make tight fists with your hands. Clench your fingernails into the meat of your palm. And then flick your hands up. Clench into a tight fist, and then flick your fingertips up. Clench, flick, flick, clench, flick. And then just go at your own rhythm. Can you keep your breath steady? Notice if your elbows begin to bend. If you bend your elbows in a handstand and it's not controlled, you fall on your head and you die. So can you keep your elbows totally straight? Can you clench into your palms nice and firmly and then flick those hands out vigorously? So it's a strong clench and a strong flick. Keep going. Try to keep a nice steady flicking rhythm. Clench, flick, clench, flick, clench, flick. Keep drawing the lower ribs in. Notice if your upper traps are beginning to work a little too much, and if they are, roll the outer shoulders forward. Maintain that external rotation of the arms. Take one more deep inhale, and exhale, release. Good. Please come onto your hands and knees. Place your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Inhale, come onto the knuckle mounds of your fingers. So we're doing wrist push-ups. Lift the heels and the palms off the ground. The heel of the hand lifts off the ground. And then slowly lower the heel of the hand back down. Lift the heel of the hand up. Shift more weight into the index finger knuckle and the middle finger knuckle. And then lower the heel of the hand down. If you want more load, so more intensity, shift your shoulders more forward. So the wrists lift up and the wrists lower down. The heel of the hand lifts up, the heel of the hand lowers down. Do 5 more. Up, down. Try to make it a slow movement, not like a jagged up and down, like a slow lift of the wrist and a slow lower. 2 more. Good, and last one. Good, and then turn your palms, turn your fingertips back to your knees. Put a little bit of a bend in your elbows. Shift your weight slightly back. Maybe the heels of the hands come off the ground a little. Draw circles with your thumbs. So the thumbs maybe come off the floor. Do a few circles in one direction, and then a few circles in another. Good. And then release. Shake your hands out. Take your elbows down to the ground. Bring your palms together. Walk your knees and your hips back until your hips are over your knees and your chest can soften towards the floor. Bring your palms together and bring your thumbs towards the base of your neck. Let your head soften towards the floor. Push your elbows down into the ground. And as you push your elbows into the ground, pull your front lower ribs in. So I don't want you to think that this is a passive position. We're trying to remain active right now. So I want you to actively push the elbows down. I want you to actively pull the front lower ribs in. And at the same time of pushing the elbows down and pulling the front lower ribs in, press the tops of your thighs back and up, trying to get more length through the torso. Push the elbows forward and down. Send the hips back and up higher, but keep the lower ribs pulling in so you're not back bending. Can you take one more full inhale and a complete exhale? Good. On your exhale, let yourself soften into the pose. Take a full breath. Let yourself be a little more passive. Full exhale. Nice. Please come onto your hands and knees. Plank pose. Push your hands down into the floor. Press the back of your head up so it's level with your spine. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Drive the hands into the floor. How's the quality of your breathing? Now can you roll your inner thighs up towards the sky? And as your inner thighs roll up, Can you feel how that might splay the sit bones and tilt the pelvis a little more anteriorly? So can you complement that by lengthening the tailbone back to the heels, pulling the front lower ribs in, pushing the floor away. Imagine as if there were a block between your ankles. Can you hug your ankles gently into the block? Keep reaching the center of your chest forward. Again, observe if a reaction's coming. Can you remain steady? Watching the reaction almost pass like a beautiful cloud in the sky. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Can you claw your fingertips against the ground? So there's no action wasted here. There's attentiveness. Every single fingertip presses into the ground. Keep pushing through the thumb knuckle and the index finger knuckle. Can you observe if you're locking out through your elbows? And just hug your forearms in a little. Resist your biceps out a little so there's an active bend through the elbows. Push the floor away. Keep your hips lifted so they're level with your shoulders. Take one more full inhale. Are you overly rounding through the upper back? Keep your chest forward, spine long. Downward facing dog pose. Send your bum back and up towards the sky. Please bend your right knee. Let your left heel drop heavy. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Switch sides, bend your left knee, right heel drops heavy, take a deep inhale. Steady exhale. And full downward facing dog pose. Feet are hip distance wide. Drive your hands forward and down. So just like the beginning of class when you're reaching up to the sky, now there's more load where there's more weight bearing through the shoulder girdle, but the actions are the same. Push the hands forward and down into the ground. Wrap the outer shoulders back towards your feet. Turn the inner biceps forward. Are you locking out through your elbows? Just keep an active bend through the elbows by flexing your biceps. Which way is the beach? Turn those biceps on. Keep your skull right between your arms. Push strongly through the inner hands. Send the tops of your thighs back and up so the butt goes high. And at the same time, just draw the front ribs in slightly so you're not back bending. Let your heels soften towards the floor. Focus your eyes on one spot between your feet. 5 breaths, deep inhale. Steady exhale. Longer holds make our body work just in a different way. Different muscles have to turn on after a while. Strong. How's your breathing? 4 more breaths. Notice if you're favoring one corner of the hand more than the other. Can you press through the entire hand evenly? Are you clawing those fingertips? 3 more breaths. How's your breath going? Can you allow this downward dog to wake up your whole body? Good. One last deep inhale. Turn your right foot out 45 degrees. Bend your left knee. Right foot turns out 45 degrees. Your left knee is bent. Send your right hip back up and over to the left, so you're coming into more of a lat stretch. Take a steady breath in. Steady breath out. Switch sides. Turn your left foot out 45 degrees. Bend your right knee. Send your left hip back, up, and let your left hip go towards the right. So you're side bending to the left side of the torso, getting into those lats. Keep pushing evenly through both hands. Take one more full inhale. Complete exhale. How are those shoulders doing? Come back to downward dog pose. If you're like me, girl, they are on fire. Come forward plank pose. Deep inhale. And exhale all the way to your belly. Hands right back behind you, Shalabhasana. Lift your chest. Lift your legs. Please keep your hands on the ground for now. Roll the inner thighs to the sky so the innermost part of your leg turns up. Straighten your knees, point your toes. I'd like you to point your toes today. Keep the backs of your knees straight, keep the inner thighs rolling up. Press your pubic bone down, lift your chest. Lift your arms, lift your legs. Steady breath in, steady breath out. Inhaling, press the back of the head up, lift the shoulders, lift the legs. 2, lift everything up. And 1 last breath, lift everything up, legs, arms, chest, head. Good, keep your chest, keep your legs lifted. Bend your elbows, place them right beside your lower ribs, so you're in cobra pose, but hover the hands 1 millimeter off the ground. So I call it turbo cobra, and it makes your forearms, your wrists, work and turn on, which is important for handstanding and planking and arm balancing. Hug the elbows in. Hover those wrists off the ground. The hands are right beside your lower ribs. Lift everything up. 1 more breath. And exhale, both hands straight out in front of you. Palms face each other. Arms are on the ground. Legs are on the ground. Forehead on the ground. Press your legs down into the floor. Push your genitals, your pubic bone down into the ground. Lift your belly off the floor. This is called no jelly belly, which means your belly is off the floor. Push the pubic bone down. So your genitals smush into the ground. Lift your belly away from the floor. No part of your belly is touching the ground. Your front lower ribs off the floor. Forehead on the ground. Can you maintain all of that? Belly off the ground. Pressing the feet into the floor. Pushing the genitals into the floor. Belly off. And slowly lift your hands and arms off the ground. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And then 1. Release. Please push back to your hands and knees. Elbows come to the ground. Interlace your hands together. Shirshasana. Tuck your toes. So headstand pose. Head comes on the ground. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the ground. Headstand. Walk your feet in. Up you go. If headstand, you're not doing headstand today, you can do dolphin. Okay. And if you want to, you can use a wall. So for any of the inversions today, you can use the wall. Keep driving your elbows and forearms down into the ground. Keep pushing your heels and your feet up to the sky. Keep rolling the inner thighs back. Once you roll the inner thighs back, lengthen the tailbone up to the heels. Squeeze the legs together. Can you push your elbows and forearms down into the ground, just like we did at the beginning of class when we were sitting on our blocks? As the elbows and forearms push down, can you draw the shoulders away from the ears, just so that there's a little bit more space for the neck? And then just see if you can push so strongly through your arms that your head might hover 1 millimeter off the ground. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. On your exhales, see if you can pull your front low ribs in a little bit more so they're not flaring. And then just notice if you're falling into this reactionary state of being. Can you try to slow your breath down? Slow your mind down. And observe any reaction that may surface. Inevitably, reactions will surface because we're human. 10 more slow, steady breaths. If it's getting too much for your neck, then you need to come down and do dolphin pose. 9 more breaths. Can you really slow your breathing down? 8. 7. If you're dropping all your weight into your head and you don't have the strength to support yourself, come down, do dolphin pose. 5. 4. 3. Stay focused. Keep pushing the elbows and the forearms down. 3. Breathe. 2. Hey, if you're in headstand, try to pike. Come halfway down. Pause. Take a steady breath in.
Steady breath out. Good. Come down, knees to the floor. Downward facing dog pose. Well done, everyone. Downward dog. Take a steady breath into your body. Steady breath out. Gently nod your head yes. Gently nod your head no. Open your mouth, maybe move it around a little. Relax your jaw. Please walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana, forward fold. Take your feet maybe just a little wider than hip width. Bend your knees, belly comes closer towards your thighs. Walk your hands forward, so they're almost kind of like in a downward dog position. Fingertips are on the ground. Your hands are tented, like nice, tall huntsman spiders. And then can you push the fingertips into the ground? Try to tilt the sit bones a little higher to the sky. Roll the inner thighs back. Lift the inner arches of the feet. And then imagine as if there were a block between your legs, between your shins, and just hug the legs into that block. Let your head totally drop. Good. Keep pushing the fingertips forward and down. Keep sending the tops of your thighs, your hips back and up. Shift a little more weight into the heels of the feet. And then shift a little more weight into the balls of the feet. And then now take your hands so they're behind your calves. Fingertips point down the Achilles to the heel. Squeeze your elbows in. Push the calves back against the forearms. Push the forearms forward against the calves. Draw your shoulders away from your ears and let your head totally drop. Take 3 more breaths. Deep inhale. Steady exhale. 2. And one last breath in. Exhale, can you let your head release more? Hug the arms into the legs. Press the legs out into the arms. Good. Both hands come down towards the ground. And come all the way forward to plank. Take a deep breath in plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Step your feet together like they're one tree trunk. Inhale, right leg lifts back and up towards the sky. Keep both hips facing down. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Warrior 2 pose. Inhale. Bend into your front knee. Get that front thigh parallel to the floor. Square your chest to the left. Reach back. Pull the front ribs in. Look just off the tip of your right middle finger. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Steady Ujjayi breath in. Steady Ujjayi breath out. Observe your reactions if they surface. Your reaction could be boredom. Your reaction could be unfocused eyes. Can you go a little lower in your legs and at the same time lift and lengthen up through the torso? Spread your arms wide. Notice if your left arm is creeping forward. Take your left arm straight back behind you and draw your left shoulder blade a little closer towards your spine so that you open across the front of your left shoulder. So the left side of your neck and your left shoulder open as you take the left arm directly behind you and you look straight forward. Go low in your legs. Push down through the feet, lift the pelvic floor away from the ground, get taller through the torso. As you go lower in the legs, can you open that right knee a little more towards the right pinky toe? And at the same time, stay grounded through the right inner foot. One more full inhale. Complete exhale. Keep the bend in the front knee, reverse warrior 2. As you bend into the front knee, stretch the right arm back, turn the chest up, scoop the lower ribs to the spine. One more full inhale. Complete exhale. I'm going to come forward, arms parallel to the floor, straighten your front leg. Maybe heel toe your back foot in, Trikonasana. Wrap your right hand around your right lower shin bone, right above the ankle, the malleolus. Okay, so can you wrap your hand around the right lower shin, left hand straight up towards the sky. Both legs are straight. Turn your chest towards the ceiling. And now with your right hand, try to pull upwards. So it's almost like you're trying to lift your right foot off the ground. So you're reaching the left hand up to the sky so strongly. You're pulling up with the right hand against the right shin. Like you're almost trying to pick your right foot up off the ground. So you're not resting into your right hand. You're lifting up away from the right shin. Like you're trying to pull the whole right shin bone away from the floor. Now can you turn your chest up? So we're using more of our core and our obliques to support our spine. As you keep pulling the right hand away from the shin, turn the chest up, look up, shoulders down the back, push down through all 10 toes. 3 more breaths. 2. 1 last breath in. And exhale, both hands come down towards the ground. Please step back to plank. Take a full breath in. Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Take a steady breath into your body. Full exhale. Bend both of your elbows. Begin to lower them so they're almost a millimeter off the ground. But they're not on the floor. They're a millimeter off the ground. Hug the elbows in. As the elbows hug into the midline, as if there was a block between your arms, try to hug those elbows into that imaginary block. It's called turbo dog or, half dolphin pose. Elbows hug in. Keep looking back towards your feet. Can you keep the elbows just 1 millimeter off the ground? Stay grounding through the inner hands. Breathe. Send the butt back and up. Elbows are hovering. Take 1 more deep inhale. Full exhale. Push right back, downward dog pose. Step your feet together. Left leg lifts up, both hips stay facing down. Step your left foot forward. Warrior 2. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend into that left knee. Spread your arms wide. Notice if your chest is turning towards your left arm. If it feels okay in your body, please turn your chest to face the right wall. So that right hand is directly behind the torso. Can you bring your right shoulder blade a little closer to your spine by retracting your right shoulder blade? Depress the shoulder blades, spread the arms wide, go a little lower in your legs. As you go and low in the legs, notice if you're pitching forward through the left hip. Pick up both hip bones towards the ceiling so that you're not collapsing forward into the front hip and you're not collapsing back into the front hip. You're lifting the base of the spine, the pelvic floor, up towards the ceiling so that both sides of your waist are equally long. Go a little lower in the legs. Spread your arms a little wider. Take your right arm a little more behind you. Turn your head to look forward. If you're doing it with the right intention, your right shoulder and your right side of the neck, they get a good stretch and a good work. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Notice where you're placing more of the weight in the feet. Is the weight more in the heels of the feet? And if it is, can you shift more weight into all 10 toes? Lift the inner arches of the feet. Go lower in the legs, lift up taller through the torso, pull the lower ribs in. Relax your shoulders. Take 3 more breaths. 2. Can you remain steady? 1 last breath in. And out. Keep the bend in the front knee. Reach back, reverse warrior 2 pose. Keep the bend in your front knee. It's the reason why it's called a level 3 class. Not just because we're doing crazy stuff, but because we have the mental strength and physical strength to stay in challenge just a little longer. Take 1 more full inhale. Good. Exhale, come back, arms parallel to the floor. Straighten your front leg. Reach far forward. Trikonasana, left hand around your left lower shin. Right hand up towards the sky. Reach that right hand up so high to the ceiling that you're lifting the left shin bone away from the ground with your left hand. So the left hand pulls upwards against the shin, as if you're trying to lift the entire left foot off the ground through the strength of your left hand. Turn your head up, look up, spread your arms wide. Can you push down through both feet simultaneously? Keep lifting up against that left shin. Keep pressing the right hand high to the sky. Turn the chest up, turn the belly up. 3 more breaths. 2, let your focus be penetrating. The eyes are grounded on one spot. And 1 last deep inhale into your body. And exhale, both hands come all the way down to the ground. Step back, plank pose. Take a full breath in and plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Draw the shoulders back, pull the chest forward, lift the thighs. Downward facing dog. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Both knees come to the ground. If you'd like, you can use a block. Hands around your block. Pincha Mayurasana. So tuck your toes, lift your knees off the ground. Please lift your right leg up to the sky. Up you go. Once you're upside down, we're gonna be here. I don't want you to do anything fancy, just a straight up pincha. If you're really comfortable, you can look back through the forearms. Squeeze the legs together. Hold for 10. Breathe. 9. Keep driving the elbows and forearms down. 8. 7. Elbows and forearms push down. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1 last breath in. Good. Come down. Knees to the floor. Give your shoulders a little roll. Take your right hand up. Left hand back. Gomukhasana arms. Option to bind. Take a steady breath in. Steady breath out. 2 more breaths. Okay, 1 last breath. Switch sides. Left arm up. Right hand down and back. Bend the elbows. Option to bind. 3 breaths. 2, can you remain steady? Yeah. And release. Give your shoulders a nice roll. Pincha Mayurasana again. That's how we get stronger. Here we go. Tuck your toes, lift your knees off the ground. Left leg up towards the sky. Pincha. Hold for 10. Can you keep your breath steady? 9. 8. Sorry for my breath being so loud. 7. Push the elbows and forearms down. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. Good job. And we'll come down. Awesome. Put your block to the side. Well done, everyone. Downward dog pose. You're doing good. Downward dog. Take a steady breath in and downward dog. Steady breath out. Okay. Step your right foot forward between your hands. Straighten both legs. Pyramid pose. Take your hands a little bit wider than your mat. Tense your hands like they're those big huntsman spiders. Bend your elbows and place your belly on your right thigh. Let your head release. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Push down through both feet evenly. Send the tops of both of your thighs. So the very tops of your legs near your hips on both legs. Send them back and almost upwards a little bit. So the pelvis cascades over the right thigh bone. Take your hands back behind you. Interlace your hands together. Let your arms come overhead. Can you take a steady breath in? Steady breath out. And one more deep inhale. Full exhale. Okay, release both hands to the ground. Step your left foot forward. Right foot steps just about 3 to 4 feet back for pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana variation. Tent your hands out to either side. Drape the belly over your left thigh bone. Try to keep just as much weight in your back foot as your front foot. So there's equal weight, sama, even. Inhale, can you get a little longer through your spine? Exhale, bend the elbows and drape yourself again over your left thigh. Take your arms back behind you, interlace the hands, let the arms come overhead. Take 3 breaths. 2. Down 1. And release both hands down towards the ground. Slide your left foot back just about a foot or 2. Right leg goes up to the sky. Handstand, kick up. Once you're upside down, try to bring both legs together. Hold for 5. Push the floor away. Eyes are focused. 4. Keep pushing the floor away. 3. Breathe. 2. Push. And then 1, lower the right leg down, come back down into Purva. Let your head release, so Parsva. So right leg's forward, left leg is back. So we're doing the other side now. Plant both hands again. No rest for the beautiful. Come onto your right tippy toes, lift your left leg up. Here we go, handstand, other side. Kick up with the left leg. Hold for 5. Try to bring both legs together. 4, push the floor away. 3, arms are straight. No jelly belly. Pull the belly in. 2. And 1. Good. Lower both feet to the ground. Uttanasana, forward fold over both legs. Well done. Please step your right foot back so your left foot's forward. So you're back into Parsvottanasana. If you'd like, you can use a block. Place your right hand on the ground or a block in front of your left foot. If you prefer to place the hand outside the left foot, you totally can. Left thumb into your left hip crease. Push the top of your left thigh back. Reach the center of your chest forward. Ground down through both feet. Turn your chest to the left. Reach your left hand up towards the sky. Twist. Steady breath in. Parivrtta Trikonasana, revolve triangle pose. Push down through both feet. Get the spine a little longer. Twist a little deeper to the left. If you can, look up towards your left thumb. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. As you push the right hand into the floor of the block, can you turn your chest, your belly, a little more up towards the sky? Stay anchored through the back foot. Lift the inner arches of both feet. Get longer from your left hip to your left armpit. So make sure you're not rounding too much towards your left leg. Try to lean back a little, create more space between your left hip, your left armpit. Turn the chest up. 2 more breaths, breathe. And 1 last breath in. Put your left hand back in the left hip crease. Bend into your left knee, shift forward. Parivrtta Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon pose. Right hand can be on ground or block. Your choice. Keep both hips facing down. Put your left hand on your sacrum. If it feels okay in your body, try to get your sacrum, your pelvis, parallel to the floor, so it's not twisting open to either side. If it feels okay. Straighten the right leg. Point your right toes. The right leg is unrelentingly straight. Reach the center of the chest forward. Reach your left hand up. Take a steady breath in. Steady breath out. Push the right hand down. Turn the chest. Good. Option to stay here. Or bend the right knee. Reach back with the left hand. Grab the right foot. Hold for 3. Hold for 2. And take 1 more deep inhale. Full exhale. Both hands come down towards the ground. Step your right foot forward, step your left foot back, drop your left knee down. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, hands to your chest, twist to the right. Left hand on the ground on the outside edge of your right foot. Right hand up to the sky. Lift your back knee. Parivrtta Parshva Konasana. Revolve side angle pose. Turn the chest up. Press the left arm back against the right leg. Turn your chest up. Press your left arm back against your right leg. Turn your chest up. Keep pressing the back thigh up. 3 more breaths. 2. Good. 1 last deep inhale. Exhale, both hands down. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. And then tuck your right knee behind your left knee. Sit down towards the floor. Left hand behind your right arm up. Inhale. Exhale, Ardha Matsyendrasana, twist. Inhale, can get a little taller through the torso. And exhale, twist. Inhale, get tall. And exhale, twist. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Shoulders relax down the back. 1 last breath. Bring both of your hands down towards the ground. We're going to come into Parshva Bakasana from here. So plant both hands. Shift forward on towards the right knee and the left tippy toes. Bend your elbows, chaturanga arms. Lift the legs. Take the right knee on top of the left knee. Parshva Bakasana, side crow or revolve crow. Option to straighten both legs forward. Hold for 3. Straighten both legs. Hold for 2. Keep the chest lifted. Even out the shoulders. Hold for 1. Rebend the knees. Put the feet on the ground. Uttanasana, forward fold. Let your head release. Take a deep inhale. Full exhale. Whoo, we're on fire. One after the other. Step your left foot back. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. Take your left hand, either on a block or the floor, in front of your right foot, or place it just outside the foot. Right thumb into your right hip crease. Push it back. Inhale, chest forward. Drive the left hand down to turn your chest open to the right. Reach your right hand up towards the sky. Can you press evenly through both feet? Can you turn the chest up? Can you keep lifting the inner arches of both feet? Glide the shoulders down the back. Steady breath in. Steady breath out. Slow Ujjayi breath in. Slow Ujjayi breath out. Keep turning the chest up, the belly up, shoulders down the back. Create more space from your right hip to your right armpit. 1 last deep inhale. Exhale, look down. Right hand on your right, let's put it on your sacrum. Shift forward. Lift your left leg off the ground, revolved half moon. Can keep both hips facing down. Push your left hand down into the ground or into the block. Turn your chest towards the right. Lift that left leg up. Turn your chest to the right. Reach your right arm up to the sky, revolved half moon pose. Keep pressing that left leg up. Breathe, steady breath in. Steady breath out. Now can you keep the left leg that lifted? Bend the left knee, reach back with the right hand. Maybe catch the left foot. 3 breaths, deep inhale. Steady exhale. 2. Good, 1 last breath in. And out. Come back to revolved half moon, full inhale. Both hands to the ground, both feet to the ground. Step your right foot back. Drop your right knee to the floor. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, hands to your chest. Lean forward, twist towards the left. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up off the floor. Inhale, can you get taller through the spine? Exhale, twist a little more to the left. Keep pressing that right leg up. Turn your chest towards the left. Breathe. Take that right hand towards the ground on the outside of your left foot. Reach your left hand up towards the sky and overhead. Turn the chest to the left. Keep pressing the right leg up. Turn the chest and belly up. Keep pressing the right leg up. Breathe, 3 more breaths. 2. Good, one last breath. Exhale, both hands come to the ground. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot back. Tuck your left knee behind your right heel. Sit onto your bum. Right hand behind you. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get taller through the spine. Exhale, twist. 3 breaths. Inhale, finding tallness. Exhale, twisting. 2. Out. One last breath in. Full breath out. Here we go, Parsva-Bakasana. So you're going to plant both hands on the ground to the right. Shift the weight forward into your front legs. Bend your elbows, pick the legs up. Try to bring your left knee on top of your right knee now. Keep the elbows bent in Chaturanga. Now see if you can straighten both legs forward. Hold for 3. Even out the shoulders. Hold for 2. Maybe smile. Hold for 1. Rebend the knees for Parsva-Bakasana. Then place the feet on the floor. Uttanasana. Release. Take a full breath in. Steady breath out. Step back. Downward dog pose. Steady breath into the body. Steady breath out. Drop your knees to the ground. Whew, it's tough squeezing all of this into 1 hour class. So much more planned. Let's just keep it basic. Come onto your elbows and forearms. We're going to do another headstand. Incorporating those twists. So you're going to do headstand to splits, and then headstand, split, twist. Head on the ground. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees off the ground. Walk your feet in. Take your legs back up towards the sky. Headstand. Once you're in headstand, take your right leg behind you, coming in towards the splits, and lower your left leg towards the floor slightly. So you're taking splits. Straighten both legs, point both feet. Good. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other to the midline. Now, try to keep your inner thighs squeezing towards each other, and turn your pelvis, your frontal hip points, turn them towards your right. So you're coming into a twisted split in headstand. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Both legs up towards the sky. Other side. Left leg goes behind you. Right foot comes in towards your vision. Point both feet. Split your legs. Squeeze your inner thighs towards the midline. Now turn your frontal hip points towards the left wall, towards your left elbow and beyond. So you're twisting your splits. Hold. Breathe. Good. Come back through center. Both legs up to the sky. Full headstand. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pike. And then come all the way down. Good. Downward dog pose. Take a steady breath in downward dog. Steady breath out. Okay, we're just going to finish a bit on a bang here. It's a little bit much to finish with, but we'll just go for it because our body's ready for it. Inhale, left leg up. Woo! Exhale, bring your left knee across to your right elbow. Step your left foot to the right. Step your left foot to the right, like fallen triangle. Bend both knees. Tuck your right elbow underneath your left thigh. Look forward, lean forward, pick both legs up. Ekapada Kundanyasana. 1, hold for 3, keep the chest reaching forward, straighten both legs. Hold for 2, jump back, Chaturanga. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog pose, exhale. Well done. Other side. Lift your right leg up. Bring your right knee across to the left. Step your right foot all the way to the floor on the left, like fallen triangle. Bend both knees. Wedge your left elbow underneath your right thigh. Look forward, lean forward, pick up both legs, straighten both legs. Hold for 3, chest forward. 2, push with the hands, jump back, Chaturanga. Upward dog. Oy vey, downward dog pose. Good job, everyone. Take a full inhale. Complete exhale. Okay, come onto your bum. Bring your feet out in front of you. Both legs straight out in front. Inhale, reach both hands up. Exhale, fold, Paschimottanasana. Fold over the legs. Let your head release. Five breaths. Four. Three. Two. One. And take your hands back behind you. It's like 1 foot behind your pelvis. Fingertips face forward. Draw your shoulder blades together so your chest opens. And then just turn your hands out a little bit towards the sides. Open the chest. Hands are behind you. Chest is broad and open. Option to stay here, or Purvottanasana. Lift the pelvis up. Squeeze the butt to extend the hips. Take 3 breaths. Maybe let your head fall back. 2. Okay, 1 last breath. And butt comes down towards the ground. Spread your legs wide. Konasana. Walk your hands forward. Upavishta Konasana. Let your head release. 5. 4. 3. You begin to let your body totally soften. 2. 1. Beautiful. Walk your hands over towards your right leg. Left hand on your left hip. Turn the chest open. Maybe take the left hand behind your head. Maybe reach the left arm over towards the right foot. And can you take 3 breaths? Breathe into the ribs, into the chest. 2. 'And please come back up through center. Left hand to left shin, ankle or the foot. Right hand to your right hip, turn the chest open. Option to stay here, or take the right hand behind the head, or reach it over towards your left foot. Then can you breathe? Breathe deeply, yet let there be a sense of sweetness and softness to it. Okay, 1 more deep inhale. Full exhale. Please come back up. Just because we're running out of time, I apologize. It's hard doing a level 3 class in just 60 minutes. Please lie onto your back, take a supine twist, and then please take Shavasana. And as you flow through your day, can you observe your reactions rather than being in the grip of them? Thank you so much for practicing. Have a beautiful Shavasana and a beautiful day, or a beautiful sleep if you're in Toronto. Namaste.